Howdy, welcome back to the 401s podcast. Coming at you live on a Monday. You're always guaranteed some sort of a laugh with Yuri. Can't help it. True. No filter between me and the autism. So before we get into it, how's your week been? My week has been really good, actually. Getting back to nature, finding time to get back to nature, which is where I thrive. I'm happiest when I've had time spent outside. Don't have to even be like hiking, just like being present. I found a spot in the local area that's down by the river/lake, and I've just been enjoying it. All the kookaburras, all the she oaks and swamp oaks and eucalyptus and all the random bugs. Yeah. How many times have you gotten lost? None. On your walk, losing track of time. All the times that I've been there. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, that's good. At least you're finding yourself and getting back into nature and after all the chaos of. Yeah, well, that's exactly it. Like the chaos, especially as like Pluto rounded out its time in Capricorn, it was just like lesson. Have you learnt it? And I was just like, I'm already dead. Well, now we're here. So as well, what's the song that's been plaguing me this week? Well, that's what I was going to ask you. What song's been plaguing you? Rally up the family with a pocket full of shells. Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine. And fucking loving that song since Spirit threw it at me. And yeah, how's your week been? I don't even remember what happened. This week's just been a blur. Mm-hmm. Been so busy. Haven't stopped. I'm surprisingly good at darts. I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised by that. Yes. I've never actually like sat down to actively play darts, and then I have this past weekend, and your girl's got a bit of a natural knack, I think. Yeah, quite surprisingly, very accurate in terms of the line that you take. So I was like, given that I've seen how you play pool, I was like, man, this is gonna be crap. I still got 100% win streak against you, but yeah, this is true. Trick is win by default. That's the only true way to win. Yeah. So what's your pool success rate? Like 100% based on winning by default. So yeah, you are surprisingly good at darts. I'll give you that. Yeah. And wasn't as bad at bat sports as you thought you'd be. I'm surprised you could see the ball. Right. Yeah, that's a new addition. You've got glasses. Do I have glasses last podcast? I don't remember. I can't remember. Yeah. But yeah, I've got glasses because you girls just accepted bad vision is what people see. Turns out it's not what people see, and the world's actually like 180p and not 250. Just like 1 pixel is the world. Right. Now you're actually seeing in HD, maybe. I don't know. HD. Not quite. They didn't want to like give me the full prescription because I haven't worn glasses properly before. So I'm like at a lesser prescription. So I'm still sorting that out. Yeah. So expect to see Yuri in glasses for a while. Song that's been following. I don't know. What's the song that you've been vibing with? Also, I've been obsessed with that Pony Club song by Chapel Roan. That's just been your obsession full stop for the last week is Chapel Roan and yeah. It's a real earworm. It just gets right in there and it lingers. And now you can't think of it. Yeah, right. Pink Pony Club, something. Girl, what have you done? Yeah, that still didn't. Nah, okay. Anyways, I'm not gonna sing it. Anyways, Yeah, I don't know, because I've pretty much just had things on DJ, so whatever's playing's playing, and if I don't vibe with it, then I just skip it and go to the next one.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's about it. That rounds out my week. It's been busy.
Yeah.
Haven't stopped.
You really haven't.
No. I'd like to now, thank you.
Right.
Now.
It always get like, what is it with the end of the year? Like we all get tired towards the end of the year. And then I swear January 1st comes and it's like hopes and dreams, full of aspirations. Leading up to that, it's like, man, fuck this shit. I'm tired.
I'm too tired for this crap.
It's too damn bad.
I don't know. Towards the end of the year, I spend more of that time kind of being reflective, I guess, of everything that's occurred over the year.
And your lentils.
Yeah. Well, I have some traditions. So, like, that one, got to do that this year. Yeah. So,
I made mullein torches. I'm so excited to have them in the shop.
yeah.
I'm fucking excited.
Yeah, they are pretty cool. So,
They make big fi-fi.
yep. I don't think people are ready for them.
Y'all ready for this? It will bring the spirit fingers. Like, it will definitely bring the spirit fingers. And I'm in my potion making era, okay? So expect to see a few potions in the podcast. Not
Yeah.
the podcast, in the Patreon. So, yeah, we're in our potion girl era.
What's the latest one you've made?
Abundance and prosperity attracting potion. That shit fucking slaps. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, it's really powerful. Like even I've made it before, and made it this time, and I'm like, but how good you were. Why'd I stop making you regularly?
So just a highlight to do it again and make it more of your practice.
Yeah, make it a regular thing and not just once off.
True. So, what are we talking about today?
Well, fucking Pluto decided to go fucking Aquarian on us.
Oh yeah.
Sick of the goat. Now it's into the air.
Yeah. So Pluto and Aquarius.
Even Pluto got sick of Capricorns.
Right. Pluto in Aquarius is going to be a very interesting time.
It is.
So, as history suggests.
Viva la revolution.
Yeah.
So the thing about Pluto shifting is that it's not like Mercury retrograde and shit like that, where it's
Which is also coming up, FYI.
Yes, this week, tomorrow, I believe. So when this drops,
yes,
it'll be today.
Yep.
And then the 6th of December, we have Mars going into retrograde until February 23rd. And Mercury's going retrograde in Sag, and Mars is going retrograde in Leo. So look at your birth natal chart and see where Sagittarius are and Leo are, and that's where you'll find how it'll affect you personally. But yeah, it's not Pluto transits aren't like those where it's like quick, impactful things of just like stubbing your toe, I guess, in the grand scheme of life. Pluto's
stubbing your toe every single day for the rest of your life.
Pluto transits are slow but devastating. So if you reflect on how much you as a person have grown since 2008, that's like massive.
Particularly those who've got the heavy placements in the cardinal signs. So if you've got Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, and Libra, if you've got those placements, definitely reflect heavily since 2008 and look at how far you've actually come.
Yeah. This transit's going to affect the fixed signs. So that's Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. So look at where those placements are in your chart and probably expect to see some shifts there, focusing on your Aquarius house.
I'm glad you said shifts and not shit, but you know.
So yeah, Aquarius is my first house. I am hopefully receiving major glow ups. I expect to be a new person physically
in the next 20 years.
Yeah.
So after the 15, 16 years and the 20 years, you'll just be someone else
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be healthy and beautiful. Well, I already am beautiful.
I was
But
gonna say,
I'll be
what
extra
color are
healthy.
you on? Not here, clearly.
I'm turn into a whole grain person. I'll be whole food almond vegan.
You're gonna turn into an almond. Can't do it. If that's the way you're going, I'm like, I respect you, but not for me, thank you. So you can do you.
You'd leave me if I was an almond vegan.
And just
Good.
be like, that's you and you alone. Like, you're not dragging me down that rabbit hole with you.
No, I wouldn't.
So, firmly put my boundary in.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. So yeah, pretty much the last.
What did the first thought be that I'd leave you?
It sounded like you were getting at. It was like that. Would you love me if I was a worm? That shit all over again. And it's like, I'd love you if you were a worm still, but I wouldn't love you if you're an almond vegan. That's where my mind went.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. Turns nose up at me. Your Taurus is showing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
No, my Taurus moon's gonna get fucking
Yeah.
all the fixed signs. Mate, it's this shit. Tony Abbott, the motherfucker.
Anyways, what were we talking about today apart from Pluto?
Oh yeah. So pretty much with this transit, if you don't have the Chani app already, it's just like an app that you can have on your phone, and it tells you like your birth chart, it tells you different transits that you're in and ones that are coming up, long-term and short-term transits for you personally, and it also gives you like guided meditations and some rituals and shit like that.
Peel myself off this chair.
To do
Hot, warm. Sorry, yeah, Chani up.
Yeah, it gives you like little rituals to like close out and start your transits as well. Nothing big, but you know me, I had to take it bigger than what Channy suggested. So we did gratitude rituals this week and blessing rituals this week. So it's been a week of reflection to really sit in the energy of like, so Pluto rules over pain, hurts, traumas, desires, the things that we want to hide from ourselves and others. That type of energy is what Pluto rules over. So yeah, reflecting on the pains and things that I've gone through since 2008, it's really fucking hard to like find gratitude in pain. But that's kind of what this transit was asking. It was asking like, what have you gone through over the last 20 years or so? And how have you grown? Would you be the same without those experiences?
No, definitely not.
Right?
I think that's one of the things that I always have in terms of gratitude of self is having that understanding of how far, even as an individual, I've come, even in the adversity of all of that pain that has also been experienced. So it's very, yeah, I don't know. I guess I process things differently now. Like if I was to think about, say, 18-year-old me, there's no chance I would be here right now. No chance.
Mm-hmm.
Because to have all of those debilitating blows, I'd be absolutely crushed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, even, yeah, no, thank you. As much as I have gratitude for it, I don't want to go through that again.
And that's the thing that I realized was that I'm grateful for the person that I've become through all of those experiences. Yes. Am I grateful for the like aftermath of me as a person after those experiences? Yes. Like I've learned the importance of true compassion as a result of experiencing true hurt. I've learned the value of having community and friendships as a result of true loneliness. and things like that. Do I want to go through it again? Fuck no. Maybe in another lifetime. But there's no denying the impact that those things have had on me. And yeah, I just wouldn't be the person I am today. So it's been gratitude for what Capricorn Pluto meant for me. It being in my 12th house was fucking asshole. It's betrayal after betrayal.
Yep.
And betrayal of self, betrayal from other people, betrayal of, it's just been a fuck. Big old fuck.
So what would you, all right, so given that this has been a transit and we're talking about pain through that sort of thing, what advice would you now give yourself 15 years, like you 15 years ago, what advice would you give yourself?
I know it's cliche, but probably just keep going. Never give up. If it doesn't work, try a different way. And if you have to force it, it's probably shit.
In summary, yeah, that's probably what I'd probably say too. But I guess, is that reflective of a lesson that you've learned over that period of time? Or would you say something else?
I think it's reflective of a lesson over that period of time. Just because, like, well, I think I learned the value as well of power moments. So, like, building something up, having it crumbling down, and learning to rebuild through that rubble.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say don't give up, because if your tower falls, that's fucking fine. But, well, it's not fine. It fucking sucks. But get creative, rebuild. How can we work at this from a different approach? Is it worth rebuilding, or is it worth trying to build a new tower?
I think I'd say to myself two things. One would be okay to say no.
Mm-hmm.
And two, be stronger in your boundaries. I think they're the hard lessons that I've learnt in time. And like, yeah, I've gotten to the point now where it's like, yeah, I don't care. My boundaries are my boundaries, and that's that. Not that I don't care. I do care, but my boundaries are my boundaries. They are there for a reason. They are there for my protection. They are there for
Your peace.
Yeah, for me. So yes, I would tell myself, my younger self, to be stronger in my boundaries. And that, I guess the final thing I'd probably tell myself back then is, you've got this.
We also say don't do drugs. That's probably one that needs to be told to younger me.
Yeah. It might just be you've got this. And it'll just be a reminder to self, because I think that was the biggest thing I was scared of in that time period, that transit period, was having to go things alone. Because I was always worried about how I would be perceived, how it was going to affect me, thinking that I could never do it, because that's some of the stuff that, essentially I was also taught. And instead, I'm here, I'm thriving, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I love that. So what are you able to speak on some of the blessings that you've asked for? Or how have you broached the blessings that you're asked for this new transit of Pluto and Aquarius? How did you approach them?
I don't even remember.
Oh, so Pluto helped me forget my trauma, forgets everything.
I can't even remember. I'm so tired recording this podcast right now. I'm like,
no, poor baby.
But fuck, what did I even ask for?
Have you enacted anything coming into Pluto?
Well, essentially I asked for, for this transit to be favorable, obviously. This is me just generically speaking, because I don't want to go into the details. But yeah, so I asked for favor from Pluto as it goes through this transit, but I also asked for, in return, my promise would be to keep using my voice actively. So, and I think that that's a big thing. And I think that that's also something that's going to be required through this Pluto transit, especially like what we were saying at the beginning is, viva la revolución. It's a time for that. And unfortunately, being someone who is AFAB, I'm one of the people who it's more than likely going to affect the most. So, like personally speaking, but I'm not the only one. I'm also not going to be the only voice, but I will definitely add my voice. And I don't have any fear about that at all. Like, if it's needed, I'll do it. There's so many things that we talk about, especially when it comes to history and things about being on the right side of history. Well, fuck. I don't want to be on the wrong side.
Right.
So,
The way that I look at the Pluto in Capricorn transit is like the rise of power through that workhorse mentality. The one percenters striving for more always and getting more always, and forgetting about that the workers are actually people,
mm,
and people that also want to live a life full of joy, happiness, all of the things that a human deserves. The Pluto in Aquarius transit is one where it's a shift from that workhorse mentality to wait, I'm actually a human being and I have needs and I have wants and I have dreams too.
yep.
And it's about utilizing those dreams for the worker. So think of Pluto and Capricorn being big business and Pluto and Aquarius being for the community.
Yep.
So getting back to grassroots, getting back to the simple things.
And that's something that I could talk about for forever and a day. I mean, it doesn't take much for people to look around them today. And I guess anyone who would be within our kind of age bracket as well. So I'll say loosely from 25 and up, right? If you were to go back to before 2008, it was not like this. Small examples of that are, and I put this to anyone who's out there listening. How many of you know your neighbors? That's just one simple example.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have community like we used to. And I guess that's what also fuels my fire to continue being a voice during this Pluto transit, because we don't have that anymore. We don't have those simple things of community anymore. And through this shift through Capricorn, we've lost so much as well. And it's no wonder that, like, traditions um and things like that have been lost along the way as well. Like, who of our generation, 25 and up, can say that they know how to, like, do things like make sauce from scratch, how to store it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. How do any of us know how to, like, pickle things or do all of that sort of stuff? Not to say, that we need it at this time, because obviously we live in this consumerist market where everything's pretty much available, but even though it's available, it's mass produced, it's lost its quality, it's lost its authenticity. And like now, I want to know all of that sort of stuff. That's all I've ever wanted to know, is how to do that stuff, and have community days where you would do that, where you would teach others. You'd, have friends from like down the street or people you grew up with, and you're like, hey, I can't do this today because like I have a family or community thing. But if you want to come around and learn, you're more than welcome to. And then it gets passed on.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think that's the beauty of being part of the Pluto and Scorpio generation, is that we are a generation that's been gaslit, but being Pluto and a Scorpio as well, we're the generation of being gaslit, but we know.
yeah,
And we're like, wait a minute, that's a fucking lie.
right.
He's a dog. And yeah, we're the generation where it changes. So way through Pluto in Aquarius transit, I would recommend is getting back to grassroots, helping out in community, meeting your neighbors unless they're shit, and yeah, building from the bottom up.
Yeah, like obviously it's not going to happen overnight.
No, we've got a whole generation.
Yeah, but
20 years.
We've got 20 years to do this. But I guess they're just some ideas on what you can do to also show yourself that gratitude as well.
Yeah.
You know, even if you are one of the fixed signs that are going to cop it, maybe a little working for Pluto.
Yes.
And keeping up your end of the bargain might be just what's needed to help you through this.
Okay. For me, I started my Pluto in Aquarius doing Hairvember. I guess that's what we can call it. I'm growing out my leg hairs and my underarm hair and my peach fuzz because I want to make sure that it's something that I want to shave, not something that I've been taught to shave.
Yep.
And my brain can't decide that unless I do the thing. So I'm doing the thing. I'm not seeing how I go.
Totally fair. I probably did that about 15, 16 years ago. I was like, wait a minute, what's this? The male gaze? No, thank you.
But yeah, we're trying that out, seeing how I go. And I think I don't like the leg hair.
Yeah.
I don't mind the underarm hair, but the leg hair thing, I don't think I like. But we'll see how I go.
Yeah.
I miss the feel of sheets.
And they're all the deciding factor is sheet.
Well, that's the slappiest feel ever when you got fresh sheets and freshly shaved legs. You get into bed and it's like,
Guess it was coming right at you for those listening along.
So that's what I did. And then I also had a ritual bath. I turned myself into soup at the time of the transit. And yeah, it was such a nice bath. I contemplated and just sat with myself and yeah, just, I guess, came sky-clad to Pluto as I am, hairy and all, and asked for blessings. And yeah. And then as soon as I got out of the bar, get this, I think this is going to be like the setup for my Pluto in Aquarius transit. I got a call from the local Cancer Council group. So I donate monthly to Cancer Council, but this particular sector of them where it helps people get to and from their appointments if they don't have family or people that they can rely on, like it funds their transportation. And if they need to stay overnight somewhere to receive treatment, it funds that. And I got a call from them as soon as I got out of the bath asking if I'd like to donate an extra $20 a month to, in particular, help women with breast cancer get to and from there. And I was like, this feels like a test, Pluto. Even if it wasn't the transit, I would have said yes. But I was just like, now I got to put my money where my mouth is. And yeah, so I feel like that was kind of a sign. Get this too. The call happened at 11:44 and it lasted for 4 minutes and 44 seconds. I was just like, hello, Pluto. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. I feel like that just solidified the fact that this is an era of technology, yes, because Aquarius rules over technology, but more so a era of humanitarianism, showing up for community and being present with community, even if that can't be your time, community gardens, that type of thing. Growing vegetables and then offering it the leftovers to your neighbors, like, or the not leftovers, but like the overgrown.
Any excess, yeah. So like, I mean, that's something that I used to do too. Like I would start in spring, I'd do like herb garden, and every year my basil used to take off and I used to just put out plants of it for free for others within that community complex that I was living in. And I'm like, I'm not going to use it. I don't want it to go to waste. I would rather somebody appreciate it and take it.
Yep.
And I mean, that's kind of yes, like in the space that we're in at the moment with all the pressures, the cost of living pressures and all of that sort of stuff at the moment, like it may seem insignificant, but to somebody that could be a lot. Like I know we have friends who are currently doing that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a beautiful thing. It's just it it takes nothing to be a kind human. And, if you have the ability to do so, um, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's just
Also, take this as your sign to take out any type of money that you can. Like if it's $20 a fortnight, $20 a week, keep that physical cash somewhere safe. Because I don't know if you're into conspiracy theories or not, but all the rich people are like selling off their stocks and homes just randomly.
yeah, I've noticed that trend.
Like Jeff Bezos, he sold off like 12.8 billion stock shares of something.
Well, that dude makes enough money that he could give every single person who lives
Yeah, right.
a considerable amount of money that would, make people comfortable.
But when the rich, this is what happened, I think, before the last recession.
Yeah.
Was that the rich started selling off their homes, their assets, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe just take this as a little sign that a recession is coming based on social trends of rich people.
Yeah, right. And that's what it is. It's a trending pattern. It doesn't take much. You just go and do some research on what's happened in the past. If you want to go down that pipeline and have a look down that rabbit hole, just look at in history, and you'll see. Like, not only is there that aspect of it, but and not only is it more about community, but we also see the advancement of technologies and things like that as well. So it'll be a very interesting time to watch kind of what unfolds.
Before the French Revolution happened, it was the same dispersion of money between the rich and the working class, like the one percenters, so to say, and the working class. Like it's a wild difference.
Yep.
And then the French Revolution happened. And then in that same period, the American Revolution happened. So it's era of
revolution. Yep. So, and if you look at the word itself, like it's very telling. So
cyclical.
Yeah. There's only that to look at. But yeah. Anyways, anything more?
Has there been a trending tarot card for you in this era? In this transit?
Not particularly. But as you know, I don't really tend to do divination on myself personally.
What about through readings of other people? Has there been a trend?
Through readings of others, yes. I think I can remember what it is right now. No.
There has seemed to be focused a lot on reflection, communication, self-love.
Yeah, self first. Self has been like a big kind of trending pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know that I quote it a lot when I'm doing readings and things like that about self-care and self-love and all of that sort of stuff. And I always come from it from the perspective of go out of your way to do it for yourself. Not because it's a part of your, your duties. It's so easy to fall into like the routine of duties. And, I'm also mindful of people with their, whether they have a disability, mental health, something physical, what have you. And I understand there's limitations as well. So I'm very generally speaking here when I say this, but do something that is completely out of your duty, your line of duty. So, I'm not talking about things like taking a shower or, making yourself something to eat. I'm talking about taking yourself out like Yuri does as an example, hanging out in nature for a little bit because, it's nice to reconnect with yourself and ground and actually take in the sights and sounds around you. We all live such busy lives that, that old saying of, stop to smell the roses or whatever it is. Like, how many of us have actually done that? I mean, I did it the other day at Bunnings, but
I did it today.
like, but when do we actually stop to do those sorts of things? When do we stop to actually look around and take in all the color around us, or notice those little tiny bugs that are, walking across the surface of a plant, or, you know, the aphids, fuck aphids. I'm joking, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how many of us actually notice those little tiny things and stop? Like, I'm the biggest advocate for saying, fuck, bring out your inner child. If you're a parent or you have somebody who's got a trampoline, go and jump on the fucking trampoline. Like,
Yeah.
go and do it. Let yourself play. Let yourself do something that's out of the ordinary, or that seems like it's out of the ordinary, because it's liberating. It is inspiring. There's a whole heap of feelings that it brings about, I guess, even for myself personally.
And I think that's why I've been getting the star card coming out a lot for people. So the star card's ruled by Aquarius, which is very fitting, but also it's this act of hope. What is your guiding light? I think it's also a hopeful message that whatever we've been hoping that the future would look like is what we can craft. Should we collectively put in the effort to support one another, using our voice, using whatever means that we can to help one another. Ambrosia, that we've had on the podcast before, she said that we can't build the society that we dream of while the old one's still standing. And I think that's really quite true.
Yeah.
In the sense that we cannot have this society that we do hope of without removing how the old society has been built. And it'll be rough. It'll be tough. It's not going to be built in a day, but just because it's hard and tough doesn't mean that it's not worth doing. Hope, and hope big.
It's hard. Yeah. It's hard work. I'm not going to say it's easy. Hard work. For some, it's harder than others. But it's those small victories.
Exactly.
So, anything else?
No, not really.
Yeah.
I think that pretty much sums it up.
Sounds good to me.
You can take us out.
I'm going to bed.
'Cause if you're lonely, you know I'm here waiting for you. I'm just a crosshair. I'm just a shot away from you.
Say bye.
And if you leave me,
Oh, wait.
broken, shattered alive. I'm just a crosshair.
Okay, see you. Bye.
Bye.